Okay, so I bet you're thinking, what a massive tree. And you'd be right, because we're in Oaxaca, home to the biggest tree in the whole world. First up, it's Oaxaca, not Oaxaca. And when you're sick in Oaxaca, they say you're singing Oaxaca. It's the food capital of Mexico. For example, this amazing 3-course lunch with mezcal, coffee and soft drinks was about the same price as a Big Mac. For us it was a study week, so we enrolled at a school in town. We thought we were pretty lucky because on the first day they told us that there'd be a parade, so we went and had a look. And then this happened on the Wednesday. And then this on the Friday. So if you are thinking of going to Oaxaca, I'm sure there'll be something on for you. The city itself is really beautiful, full of paved streets, nice gardens, quiet back streets to explore. There's also a fair bit of culture, for example this art gallery, which in fairness had better rooms than it had art, and the amazing Church of San Domingo with adjoining cultural centre. There was a slightly scary moment where we thought we might have paid to go into a library. But it turned out to be a really cool sort of library where they keep all the books locked up and you're not allowed to touch anything. I'm hoping this is the future. Upstairs there's loads of pretty crazy modern art, to be honest. There's also a really impressive botanical garden with views up into the hills, as well as an exhibition about the history of Oaxaca. We learnt a lot from the museum. For instance, the conquistadors were proper bastards, and Jesus was a vegan. And Damien Hirst may not be the great innovator I took him to be. Now all of this was in Oaxaca City, which is in Oaxaca State, but there's a lot to see in the state too. Now I could pretend we went and saw it all off our own back, but because we had school, we paid the most Mexican man you've ever seen to take us in this van around a whole load of sites. Now first up was the tree. Now my favourite bit about the tree was when we arrived there at that small tree, half of our group thought that was it. When it was pointed out to them it was the tree just over there, their minds were completely blown. Next up on the party bus was this Mayan textile demo, which as you can see some people were more interested in than me, but it was cool and we ended up with a really useful blanket out of it that's kept us pretty warm. After that we went to a Mezcal Factory. Now because we were on a schedule, the tour itself only lasted about 15 minutes and I was totally distracted by this horse, so I can't tell you how it's made. What I do know is it uses this and not this cactus, and that people go pretty crazy for free booze. As you can see, it was relatively civil at first, but it very quickly descended into something between an 1830s and a saga holiday. Next up was the ancient burial site of Matla. Now Matla's thousands of years old and undoubtedly impressive. They don't know how they got the stone there, and the designs and artwork you can see are all done by hand. Whilst it was amazing, I'm not sure it's the best place to go after a whole load of free mezcal. There's some pretty steep stairs and quite dark, dank caves. Personally, I think I'd switch things around a little bit, but it's undoubtedly impressive anyway. The final stop was our main reason for the tour, Jefe de Agua. It's high up in the hills and is a series of calcium waterfalls. Without getting too sciencey, and because I haven't really researched, what seems to happen is all of the fresh water that falls down the hill leaves a trail of calcium which builds up and turns into these crazy waterfall looking things and a series of natural infinity pools. It's pretty unlike anything I've ever seen before, to be honest. After that we headed back into town. As you've probably worked out by now, we love a good vista, and so we headed high up in the hills to get a view of the city. It was pretty amazing, although we were a little bit concerned by all that black smoke. We didn't actually spend any more time in Oaxaca because we left straight after, so if we have inspired you to go, maybe check it's still there first. Okay, that's all from Oaxaca. Bye.
Move a bit more to the left. Bit higher. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Yeah.